someone with a lot of familiarity and experience in this area. You've seen so much in the police department during your time there. What are some of your top priorities if you do get the chief job? What would be at the top of your to-do list?
So there is many things I want to do if I'm selected as a police chief. There are many things that we are doing right now, and we have to keep the pressure on that. We cannot, fall back in any way with our crime reduction strategies. We have to keep that moving forward. I talked about in my questions up front, I think we need to do more as far as our PIO office and our social media and engaging the community. That's the way of the future for our field. Not many people read the newspaper anymore. Not many more watch the television, but everybody's got a smartphone and everybody sees that device, and there's multiple platforms out there for us to get our message out, and we can't do it with just one person. We need a team of people that are working on that every single day, getting our message out, celebrating our wins, promoting our city, promoting our police department, and you do that through social media. It's the way of the future of law enforcement, and that's something I prepare to capitalize on and advance within the city. And there are just all kinds of other avenues within the city that I'm going to explore as the police chief. There's things I'm going to do very quickly. There's things I'm going to take my time and evaluate, but no stone will be left unturned. I'm going to go through every aspect of what we do, evaluate it, and any area I can find to make something better, I will explore.
I feel like the job of a police officer is such a selfless, community-driven job, but yet you and Jason are in a unique position of having to promote yourselves across the last few weeks, and probably promote yourselves to people that you've known for a long time and have even worked with. What's that been like, sort of promoting yourself in an area you're very familiar with, and what are you telling people that you've known for a long time that makes you ready to take on this challenge?
Yeah, a lot of these people I've worked with my whole career. There's a lot of them I've been around my career, though, that I really haven't had much interaction with. Today's part of the process was meeting with the different council people. And, you can work in different parts of the job at the police department and have a lot of interaction with those city leaders, and then you can work in others where you don't really have interaction with them. I've been in investigations for almost 8 years now. That's traditionally isn't an area of the department that has a lot of interaction with our city leaders. And, I met with them today and I had great conversations. Some of those city leaders, this is the first time I've ever talked to them. I've seen them for years, seen them in passing, but I never sat down and had a meaningful conversation for an hour with them, and it was awesome. It was a great experience. They got to really, they've seen me, they know what I've done over the years, but they never really talked to me and got insight as to what I was thinking, and it was my opportunity to showcase myself and tell them what I plan to do if I get this position.
There's so many different areas of Fort Myers that are changing right now. The growing population has a ton to do with that. Downtown has been a talking point across the last 6 months or so. I'm curious, how do you view the challenge of policing a downtown that's growing and evolving so quickly? How do you think that challenge is best handled?
So the whole city's growing. Our population is increasing all over Southwest Florida. The city of Fort Myers is no different. Downtown is a wonderful, thriving business, entertainment district. A lot of people are going down there. It is a challenge, but it is a challenge that, I will rise to. Downtown is safe. Downtown will continue to be safe. We will still deploy our resources down there with a purpose. We have to protect our city. Another area is our traffic. Traffic and the infrastructure is expanding tremendously. We have so much traffic on our thoroughfares, Colonial, US 41, McGregor Boulevard. These are all challenges that not only the city faces, but the police department faces. And how you manage that is you deploy the right resources there. You constantly evaluate what is going on, what are the trends in those areas, how much population is moving through that area, and that's where a police chief has to work with the other city directors. There's a public works, there's all other avenues of the department that traditionally, you used to like to stay in your own area. Now you can't. If you're going to be successful as a police chief, you have to go collaborate with these other director heads in the city and solve these problems together. just like a traffic, just like a downtown. You have to be able to work with those council people. There's a council person that's responsible for downtown. Today I got a great opportunity to talk to that council person, and that was a topic of discussion. How are we together going to work on downtown, keeping it thriving, keeping it safe, keeping it enjoyable for the people who live there, that visit there, that go there for the entertainment, and it's something that those are the challenges I'm going to enjoy working on. Really, that doesn't scare me away from the position. It makes me more energized to get down and dirty with that.
I feel like you come alive as you discuss challenges that you might face as chief. You can see the passion as you talk about these topics. What's one thing, if they can know nothing else, what's one thing that you would like a viewer or a constituent, a member of the community to know about you that they might not know?
So I moved to Southwest Florida in 1991. I came as a teenager. Essentially I'm homegrown. I spent more time in Florida than I have where I grew up in New York. And, this is my community. I visited the city Fort Myers long before I was a cop. I was one of the young youth in downtown Fort Myers in the entertainment district, at night and closings. And I worked in the city of Fort Myers off of MLK on Rockville Road when I was in my late teens. And then I came to the Fort Myers Police Department, and when I said it, earlier, I've spent most of my adult life doing business, working, playing, patronizing the city of Fort Myers. I am passionate about the city. I'm passionate about the police department. I am extremely loyal. I'm honored to wear this uniform. I bleed FMPD blue. Like I said, I've had opportunities to leave and choose other career paths with other agencies. I never wanted to do that. My ultimate goal from day one coming to the police department was I looked at the chief of police position and I said, I want to do that one day. And here I am with an opportunity to maybe do that. That is the ultimate satisfaction for me, and I wouldn't do it anywhere else.